If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's logwerk.com.
Hello, and welcome to Challenge Talk, part of the Geocache Talk Network. You can watch the show live on the second Tuesday of each month. Feel free to jump over to YouTube, Facebook, or X to watch the broadcast live and join the wonderful and active chat room, or listen to the entire show later on your favorite podcast player.
Tonight, we're gonna how did we write this?
We're gonna talk.
Yeah, we're gonna talk, but we're gonna recap Challenge Academy and all things challenge related to CacheFest, and where we're going to go from here, and talking about challenges for the whole community.
Yes. And we also have prizes to give away each show to our listeners. Between each show, be sure to email your challenge cache finds to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com, and you could be a winner.
This is normal. Later in our show, we'll also play our special game exclusively for our live audience, the Wheel of Challenges. So listen live, get your email app ready, follow the instructions when the time comes, and you can have a chance at winning tonight's grand prize.
And at the end of the show, we'll highlight some of the challenge caches you found, and someone will win our coveted monthly giveaway. So we are your hosts, Emily and Tim. Hi, Tim. How are you?
Hey, Emily. Great. It's been a fantastic month. Long time no talk to.
I know, right?
It seems like just like 3 days.
I think it has been only 3 days. Man, that was so much fun on Saturday for us to be able to join Challenge Academy live in Oklahoma when we couldn't be there. But how much fun was that, Tim, to be a part of the room, the group, the energy? That's the first time we tried something live like that, and that was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun, and came up in the middle of our day, but luckily our schedules worked out that way. And yeah, it was, if you can't be there, I guess, that's the next best thing.
Yeah, we definitely miss being there, but we loved being able to be a little bit of part of it in that way.
Yeah. So what else?
Yeah.
How was your month, the rest of the month?
Yeah, well, it's been a slow geocaching month, but that's okay. Still lots of prep for my next big geocaching trip. I love the prep as much as the trip, so I've been having fun. Still having fun using Cache Tour. So again, Tim was my Cache Tour mentor, and I'm really enjoying using it for planning. And I got a neat email from Zamayak, I think, in Slovakia, who published their first 2 challenge caches based on a challenge I hid and mentioned on the show. So that was just really neat to hear from a listener. And he did a little shout out on his cache page. And so thank you very much for that. And that's just what I love about this community and what I love about this show, inspiring other people. I'm here for the inspiration too. So I'm glad to hear that it's inspiring. How about you, Tim? How's your month been?
Yeah, I'm so glad that, I know I listen to a lot of geocaching podcasts, and I am always amazed at what little time they have to actually go caching. And the fun part is we actually enjoy this game from a caching perspective.
Hmm.
We enjoy going and doing the challenges. So, in the same way, it's been kind of a slow month. My grandbaby Clark turned 1 year old this year. And
Yay.
so that was fun watching him dig into his first cupcake. He has had no real sugar. His parents do very, very well on a good baby diet. And he decided that he really does like sugar. So
That's fun.
he got chocolate and blue frosting all over his face. My daughter's birthday is like the day before his, so we traveled to Nashville, and I was fortunate enough to get one cache. No, I'm sorry, I got two caches while I was on the weekend in Nashville. But one of them was a challenge, and it gave me 26 loops in my FizzieGrid.
Woo! Well done.
But the big news is Midwest Geobash for me, which is actually
Yeah.
coming up on July 26th is the event. I think I'll be down there on Thursday. But I want to shout out a reminder to everyone that is planning to go to Midwest Geobash. Acorn Mama has agreed to help do a meet and greet. And because it's a mega event, because they have so many side events, we can't do a real event.
Mhm.
But we're going to be at campsite K01. I'm bringing the hot dogs. I still haven't heard if anybody's bringing a portable grill that can help cook those things. But we need to know how many people are planning to attend. I know that there's going to be a lackey or two around. I know that there's going to be some other podcast hosts and other special guests that hopefully will be there.
Awesome.
That's kind of the big news. And then the other side note, I'm doing a hotel again this year, but it's just me. I have a room with 2 queen beds. So if you would like to help share a room and share costs, message me after the show and we can work something out.
Very cool.
That's what I got going on.
This community is so great. It's what we do. We just join together and have fun times together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I real quick, there's a lot of you in the chat who went to CacheFest and some who didn't. And I saw a neat comment from Gary B who said, last month I took a quick lap around Europe, visiting 17 countries. Woo! Grabbed about 100 challenges. And we know Gary finds challenges by the hundreds. That is so amazing. Well done, Gary.
yeah. Now we had a lot of things planned for tonight. And unfortunately, our liaisons to CacheFest are exhausted, physically beat up,
Who can wonder why?
and they couldn't be here tonight. But
Yeah.
again, a shout out for B&J Bish, who did a wonderful job helping us coordinate everything that went on down in Oklahoma. So our plan B was to bring in a different guest who has some surprises to talk about. And I wasn't sure he was going to make it. But as we start to go into the news for tonight, I see somebody in the green room.
Let's bring him in.
All righty, go ahead.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Well, as you can see, I just got out of the shower. We just landed back in Dallas from Rome about 4 hours ago. So I wasn't sure if this was going to happen either. But
you mean like Rome, Italy, Rome?
Rome, Italy.
Because Rome, Georgia's a thing in our world. But
yeah, I've been there
Rome,
too.
Italy. Wow.
But I was very impressed with the 17 countries. I have a little plan this summer, maybe, or sometime in the next fall to try and do something similar. So we'll see if that happens.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, welcome back to the States.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't sure when I was sending emails and I was doing texts. I'm like, he's not responding. What the heck?
And now we know why.
That explains it.
My apologies.
No
worries.
problem.
No worries at all.
Well, Brian, you've got an announcement for us for something starting in August. So tell us about that.
So we've got 2 big things coming up. The first one is what we're calling the Texas two-step. And so I think I was on your show before, and we've talked a little bit about the Texas County Challenge. Texas County Challenge requires you to find a cache in each of the 254 counties in Texas. That's right, 254. Someone has told me once that it requires about 12,000 miles of driving to accomplish that. But, you know, in Texas, we say go big or go home. So the TXGA group decided we're going to go big. And we created the Texas two-step, which means you now have to find 2 caches in every county, one traditional and one non-traditional. And so that's letterboxes, not events, not labs, where I go, Earth Cache, or what did I miss? Mystery. So the opportunity is to find 2 different caches in every county in the state of Texas. So we've been planning this for almost 2 years. I think TTO2, Vince Rowe, who I know a lot of people on this call know, brought the idea to the TXGA team. You have to have 10 people, local people, that will qualify for a cache before it can get published. So first step was putting all the caches out there to make sure every county had a non-traditional or more. And then the second step was we had to have 10 people qualify. Now, interestingly enough, the first 2 qualifiers were Germans. So
wow.
Big shout out to Inga and Matthias.
Amazing.
They came over for Texas Challenge and decided that they were going to qualify for both. And we now have 10 qualifiers. And they being non-local, they count as a qualifier? Not initially. I think we had to get enough so that then the local reviewer said, okay, you're going to have 10 qualifiers. So I think initially he gave us a little bit of credit for those. But the cache will finally publish August 17th. And we're going to recognize the everyone that has finished, and we have a special coin for them, a commemorative coin for the first 50 finishers. And it's going to be August 17th, and it's going to be near Brownwood, Texas, at the Geographic Center of Texas. What better place to have that final cache?
So that's a cache that's going to publish on that day?
It's a challenge cache. The Texas two-step challenge will publish on August 17th, but you can still work and qualify now. And we're going to have 2 events. We're going to have a morning event to recognize all the finishers, because August 17th in Brownwood, Texas, it's going to be hot. And then we're going to have a bunch of caches post in the area that day. And then we're going to have a late lunch and let everyone get back to their home bases. So big day plan on August 17th.
Now, if I've already done the Texas Challenge, I've gone around once and I have found 1 cache in every county. Does this new challenge mean I have to find 1 more?
No.
Or do I have to now find 2 more?
No, not necessarily. So if you have already found a traditional, that one still counts. If you found a non-traditional, those count as well. You just have to have a total of 2. I
got to find the opposite of what I have for that county.
The opposite.
If I only found 1 in a county, I have to find 1 that makes the
other category.
Challenge, the other category of challenge. Okay.
And if you already have it, like when this first published, I think I had 54 counties where I already qualified. It was the other 200 counties that I had to cover. So I've already made a couple extra trips. I know some of our friends and colleagues have done the same.
That sounds really great. The name is catchy. It couldn't be more perfect, I don't think. Right. And I think this is going to drive people nuts in a good way.
It already has. I've got a lot of cursing and, also excitement. So we've seen a number of people express interest in going out and making this happen. And some people that have just kind of thrown up their hands and said, no, I'm never going to.
Are you kidding spreadsheet, right?
Yeah, are you kidding me? As everybody knows, I'm not a county cashier. Your Texas challenge excites me from the fact that you do something special for folks that complete your state. That's it. That's end of discussion.
No, I get it. It takes a lot. I recently did a trip up to the Panhandle, and I think I grabbed 38 counties that I needed to qualify for it was about 2.5 days. And it's surprising because when I did the first round and I did those counties, I did them all at night. And so I didn't realize how beautiful that part of the country and the state is until I was up there doing it for the second time. So I definitely noticed some things that I didn't notice the first time.
Good.
Cool. All right. Well, we want to talk more about that in the future. But what's the other thing that you've got going on?
So this is kind of a Texas thing, but my hope is that it catches on. Yeah, that's the Texas Challenge that we've got in March. Look at you, man! March 15th in Floresville.
Ready to rep.
Yep, it is about 45 minutes southwest of San Antonio. So you can fly in and out of San Antonio and join us for, I don't know, is it the 19th? We are the longest running Texas, or the longest running mega in the U.S. in geocaching, actually. So we're excited. I think this is year 19. I'm not totally positive on that. I'm going to blame it on jet lag, but
fair enough.
We're going to have a huge event. And Tim, hold up that shirt again. So
front side or back side?
Yeah, the front side. So that's a mural, and we're very excited because I can't remember the guy's name right now, but we got approval from him to use. He has murals all over South and Central Texas. We got approval from him to use that. We'll have all the kind of crazy things we have. I am dying to have a non-Texas team participate in challenge this year. And so if you want to participate, get that on your calendar. Let me know. We will get you set up, and we would love to have a non-Texas team compete for the Golden Ammo Cam.
That sounds like so much fun. I don't know what year I can make it happen, but I want to make it happen.
I know. So do I. I've got so many big plans for next year. As you can see, I've got my Hawaiian shirt on again tonight in honor of my next big trip that I've got planned. And folks may not know that I'm also a scuba diving instructor. And so we've got a class potentially headed to Cozumel the week before the Texas Challenge. And I know that I'll be in trouble if I go to Cozumel and I go to Texas for a week.
Well, it's kind of on your way back, Tim.
It kind of is. We go through Houston.
Yeah, it's about an hour drive from Houston.
Just a layover from Houston, no big deal.
And Emily, doesn't your mom live in Austin?
No, she's in Utah.
Oh, okay.
I'd be there a lot if she was there.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we'll do our best to promote it. And,
thank you.
We'll put some news out. And
I want to put one other thing, if you'll
sure.
give 3 minutes. So this is something that we're doing in Texas this year, but my hopes are that it will take off. And so the third Saturday of every September is Global Cleanup Day. And so in Texas, we are doing CETO across Texas. And what we're doing is we're roughly at 15 different locations for September. I think it's September 21st, the third Saturday in the month. And what we're going to do is we're all going to meet at our individual locations, do a CETO. We've got path tags for everyone that participates. I'm hoping to have over 250 people participate in that. And I'm hoping that we can take that globally next year. And so as part of geocaching, we all get together in our respective areas, in our respective communities. And on the third Saturday of the month, have a CETO across America, CETO across the geocaching community. So hopefully this thing
really
takes,
great. Yeah.
and we can give back to the community a little bit.
Okay, cool, awesome. And I know that there's actually a couple of notes in the chat room about the Texas Challenge, and I know we want to talk about CacheFest. We also want to talk about the challenge event. What do you think about coming back in August and talking to us about the Texas Challenge?
I would love to do that. I will have my hair fixed up a little bit better.
Well, no worries. We'll take you however we can get you, and we'll do that. So thanks for hopping in, and thanks for getting those things going for us. And we will see you again in August. We'll let you get some unpacking done.
All right. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Bye,
Brian.
Bye-bye.
All right. So hopefully Jedi Trash Panda, that'll answer your question. We'll have him
Yeah,
back
and we
on.
had Brian on a few months ago. I'll link in the show notes to that episode, and that'll be then a link to his show notes, and that'll have some descriptions of Texas Challenge for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we also have some other news. We always talk about a geocaching headquarters challenges that they put out seasonally, and we're coming up to Cosmic Quest. There was a big to-do about solving the what would you call it? The other language where we had the message from outer space.
I got a postcard today too, though.
Did you? Like a Cosmic Quest postcard?
A Cosmic Quest postcard that I had to
from a Martian?
from outer space. That it's a postcard where they wanted to know where they took the picture from.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I saw there were a number of guesses at this location. So yeah, we're always excited to participate in another community challenge. And you know what? This one is a community challenge. It has two different angles. One for the community collectively to gather points, and then one for individuals to gather points. So those different trails of point gathering will have different souvenirs if everything's achieved. So we have a link in our show notes to that blog post that explains everything, but it all starts on July 22nd through September 1st. So, they're promoting things like activating a trackable, attending an event, receiving a favorite point on an owned geocache, finding an earth cache that earns the most points, and found it logs in general. So July 22nd, we'll start earning our points. I always love their challenges. So
I know I do. I do as well. So that's really great. And, the challenges are great. And that kind of leads us right into our monthly challenge. So worldwide, when I was pulling the numbers, I actually forgot to pull them at the first of the month. So I pulled them today. There are now 42,120 challenges in the world. And that number went up 736 challenges this last month. That is the most.
Do you think our pre-event passport asking people to hide a challenge cache helped with that?
As I looked at the numbers, it was hard for me to find where those 736 came from. Definitely the United States did have more, but it wasn't like half of that number or more. So I don't know where they came from. And yes, as Soccer Kick said, those go into Midwest GeoBash. Bingo! We can start.
Yes, bash starts and then point collecting starts. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's awesome. That's where we stand. Nobody changed in terms of the state list of where we are in the states. Nobody changed in terms of where we are in the world. It's the U.S., Germany, Canada, Norway, and France. I don't have the list for the states with me, but they haven't changed. California's still up, although California is getting pushed now by whoever's number 2. I did see that they're getting close. So there you go.
Always glad to see more challenges.
I know.
Very good. Very good. And I did forget a little announcement. I was chatting with Seebeck Tribe in the show notes, which made me remember. I always try to tell people about really awesome challenges that are happening in Oregon. On August 24th is the Albany GeoCoin Challenge. That's always a good one. It's going to be a combination of Adventure Labs and geocaches to meet the achievement requirements. And that is GCATX3B. That's your kickoff event. Usually it's only a one-day challenge. So if you can come to Albany, Oregon on August 24th, I will see you there.
Yay!
All right.
Cool.
Well, Tim, let's have a recap of Challenge Academy. We recorded our live show, so you guys can go back and listen to that. But we wanted to have like a recap, talk about what it looked like, and what we can do next, like we said at the top of the show.
Right. What do we
So-
think? And I know that, again, sorry that we weren't able to attend. Life gets in the way a lot of times, and it did for us this time. But we really want to send thank yous to B&J Bish, Brad and Jen for all they did.
They did a lot for us behind the scenes at the Academy, the day of the Mega. Yes, thank you so much for stepping in for us when we couldn't be there. So that was more than awesome.
And they still managed to black out their passport.
Yes, they
Which is
did. That's awesome. So if you are, I mean, I think everyone's familiar, but we had a pre-event passport, a challenge that we put out to everyone mid-May through the Mega event date. You guys had so much fun. You're so inspiring to do more. So that's what we'll talk about. But I think it's just amazing to have something to work towards, and everyone's doing it collectively. So it's like a neat shared geocaching experience. We have a great comment. Jen and Brad were fabulous from Reese 486. Soccer Kick said Brad and Jen were everywhere. They were amazing. So yeah, thanks Brad and Jen. I think you got a lot of fans. And from what we heard, you were also part of the night at the museum. That's something I really missed. So yeah, you guys are awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we do have a list, and when we talk about the challenges, just to segue for a minute into this piece of the show, I create the challenge trails, or I populate them, and then I send them to our organizing committee and say, what do you think? Do we think we do for these? My goal is to make those trails 80% achievable. Without working too hard. You should be able to get to 80% of the sheet. And if I've done my job, that's what I'm hoping for. I never expect anyone to black out the sheet. And in fact, there are a couple, like this time, somebody mentioned in the event that 400 over not even 2 full months was a tall order. And I agree. I had no expectation that I was going to do it.
Yeah. And we make our prizes achievable as well. So you don't have to black out your card to get our little prize.
You do not have to black out your card. We don't want you to black out your card. Well, I don't want to. We don't
it's awesome that you do.
No, we have top prizes. The top prizes, you need to get to, again, 80% of the points, and you win the top prize that we have. Not that our prizes are, awesome, fantastic. They're cool. They're worth
path tags. I work my butt off for path tags.
I do too.
I'm known for that. Yeah.
But probably the best thing that we have going for us is you get a shout out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to butcher all of these names. I know that, except the first one because I know her. Yep. I've got 13 names to read. The first one is Po Ann. She's a friend from Georgia, and I won't do this more. The next one looks like Jam 6100. Then Peachy 1276. BR. Beare, Geocaching Ninja. I've met him before.
Yeah, he was a top earner last year.
Yeah, the Math Searcher.
Nice.
Ubu, UBU, Reese 486, who was just there in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
K-Cow 72, maybe. G Trover, K Blast. He's another one of those overachieving guys, so I expect him to keep up with us. Genovations, another gal from the Ohio area and a friend. Kazu Otters out of the Kalamazoo area. He's also a good friend and happens to be the president of MyGo. Those are all the people that got to the blackout piece.
Awesome. And Jen said, or maybe Brad said, that's Math Seeker.
Yeah.
That's Judy.
Okay.
Yeah. And Brad and Jen blacked out their card, like we said. And you and Jesse blacked out your card. If you guys remember from our May show, Jesse threw it down and said, who's going to win between the three of us? And I'm very competitive. But then I hit a point where I'm like, I'm not going to do this. So I didn't push too hard to finish. I concede. And I'll tell you what, there were all kinds of factors. You both blacked out your card. You got more stars. Jesse got more high fines. So I don't know what you guys are going to do between yourselves, but I'm just going to hide a tribute challenge cash for both of you because you guys picked it. You know, you did it well. So that's what I'm going to do in my gracious
I'm going to hold an event for Jesse when he comes up to do
that's right.
Power Island. So that will be my not that I'm conceding anything to him, because yes, I mean, as with anything in life, it depends on how you compare the data as to who does what. So, it was fun. I had no intention of blacking out my card because I wasn't going. Mm-hmm. I had until Jesse threw the gauntlet down, and then it was challenge accepted.
Yeah. And you know what, Tim, I really liked that we had hide a challenge cache in our trails. So those of you in the live chat, tell us the themes of the challenge caches that you hid for the trail. I chose to do kind of based on inspiration on the passport. I hid a 5-year mini Jasmer challenge. So I was pretty sure enough people in my area would qualify for that for me to be able to hide that, and plenty did. So that's what I've hidden in my local area. Again, my local area is unique. It's a mix of people who are slowing down in their caching, a mix of people who are new and not integrating too quickly into the community. So I'm trying to find a balance of what challenge caches I hide that's still going to be inspirational. Tim, what did you hide for your challenge cache?
Well, I did 9 caches this year.
You hid 9 challenges?
Yeah. And so there really wasn't one. It was, again, I had already planned to hide some challenges. So I wasn't really going to, I didn't do anything for the trail. It just coincidentally.
Very good.
I was hiding challenges.
Cool. Bloody Cool said, find at least 1 cache in Antarctica was his challenge cache that he hid. That is way cool, which means he qualifies himself.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
awesome.
That's one
I hope someday to qualify for, but I think maybe I'll get to the Brazil ape cache before I get to Antarctica. Yeah. That would be a better goal. And then Paxton Slade sent this one. CacheFest was their first mega event. Congratulations.
Awesome.
100th geocache. Well done. And got 16 points as a newbie. That was amazing.
That's really awesome.
And
it looks like Judy hid blue or gray challenge, had to find a geocache in all of the Union states or the Confederate states. Love it. I love a twist on how you can turn statistics into concepts or themes, and that's just great.
Yeah, awesome, that's awesome. And so and from Paxton, that's really good feedback. And again, another goal is that you don't have to be a long-time player in this game. I want there to be some points that you can get. I think maybe the one big change I'm going to make for next year, though, is that a picture can only qualify for 1 square.
Oh, we can't do like stacking of 9.
No, I mean, it was kind of fun to see how many pictures you could, how many squares you could get out of 1 picture. But the goal is we want to see your pictures. We want to see you out geocaching. And if you can take one picture and get all 10, yeah, that just doesn't go within the spirit. So the
All
rest of
right.
the stacking is fine. I heartily approve all of that, but I think the
Yeah.
pictures are going to change that one.
And we try to change it up every year. It's a similar theme, it's a similar style, but how can we make it different this year and not be the same? So we got some live feedback from Challenge Academy, maybe to include some fizzy. This year it was heavy on the Jasmer. We've done fizzy in the past. Maybe we can find some combination to do next year. You never know. Stay tuned. We don't know exactly what we're doing for Hawaii next year either. So
It just kind of falls out of my crazy brain when we get there.
yeah.
This was Jen's that they had a streak, 525 600 minutes challenge, a difficulty 5, terrain 2.5, and I think that came out of the minutes that they're
That's
talking
fun.
about that. So I'd like to see the GC code on that one. I may have to get to Florida to find that one.
Yeah, very fun. So, we'll take as many bits of feedback as you guys want to give us, and we also want to do this kind of as we know everybody can't make it to CacheFest. We didn't make it to CacheFest this year, and so we want to challenge our Challenge Talk community. And even just the same as CacheFest, the word gets out and people start to know about this. And so then people can join in. They don't just have to be, the Geocache Talk network is pretty big. And we also, hope more people come to the network. And so we want to figure out how we can throw this down for throughout the year challenges for all of you, and what we're going to do that way. So we could do it in the form of challenge trails. We can do it with, maybe a 3-month time frame. We can look at the time of the year that it might be. I know we have different hemispheres that have different seasons, but we can figure that all out. So we'll take every bit of feedback you guys have as we look ahead to that kind of stuff. Maybe we can have special badges that we put on our profiles for achieving these things, and then just get the word out. So yeah, email any idea you have to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we this is, the more we do with you in mind, the better it is for all of us.
Mhm.
Because, like we said, we're geocachers too. We want it to be fun. We bring you hopefully this little bit of fun and inspiration once a month. But the rest of the time, we're out geocaching.
That's right. That's right. Any other thoughts from Challenge Academy, Tim, that struck you?
No, I think that just getting the feedback from the live audience was wonderful, and we want to give a shout out to Gary, Jesse, Ryan, and Reese 486 is stealing our thunder for the next piece.
That's why I popped that up there.
Stay
But yeah, thank you to the
tuned.
guys who made our live show happen. I know there were technical difficulties. We got started a little late, but it was really fun to be able to do that. So yes, we have a question. Is there a badge for this year's challenge champions? Yes. So we are going to send this to everyone who submitted passports at CacheFest Oklahoma, that you can put this on your profile, because we've done that the past 2 years and we want to keep that tradition up.
Right, and it's up on the screen now if you're listening later on. It's our Challenge Academy Cup with the champion on it, and whether you got all the points or 1 point, in our eyes, you are a champion.
That's
And
right.
so we
That's
will
right.
have this. We'll have this out. We just got the list of names tonight. So as Math Searcher said, we're going to have to do some checking on how the handwriting goes. But you will receive a notification soon, and it'll have the instructions for how you can put that on your profile.
Yeah,
And
I'm seeing some positive things in the chat about badges. You know, like I said, I'll work my butt off for a pat tag. I'll work my butt off for a digital souvenir or a badge. You
souvenir,
know, like
just does it.
Jesse has said the same thing. So good. Glad you guys like the badges. We do
Yeah.
too.
Now, I don't know. Can I spill the beans, or do we have to have Gary spill beans?
We can spill beans.
Can we spill beans?
I think we can. No one says we can't.
Oh no, Gary just spilled the beans.
That's great.
One of the we have to work with our friend Jeff, Cache the Line, to help with these badges. He was the original artist, and he works in an application that I don't have, and so he's gracious enough to help us with this. We have created a CacheFest Oklahoma badge as well, and so we're gonna let the Geocache Talk Network talk about that on a future show. But there will be another badge if you attended CacheFest Oklahoma.
Yeah. So, you know, that gets us our badges. If you attended, you probably got your souvenir. Yeah. Badges.
But don't tell anybody. That's a secret that you heard here first. Okay.
All right. Christy says we can spill our own beans. Thank you, Christy.
Okay. Thank you. Since we created it, we got the artist to do it. I sent it over to John and Gary. And,
yeah.
and really
so thanks to Jeff for still being a part of our show and helping us out with the passport trail, the badges, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
So any last words for now?
Well, I'll just keep watching the chat, see if you guys have anything else to say. And also I'll watch the email as you guys send us your feedback. We have a running document going. We're collecting all our thoughts so that we can bring you guys the best fun. And boy, I love our community fun together. So I'm looking forward to what we develop.
Well, while you do that, it's time then for the Wheel of Challenges.
All right. One live viewer each month will be selected to face off against the wheel to have a chance to win the grand prize, a 1-year membership on Project GC. We all love our Project GC. We were using that heavily for our passport. We do ask that you limit yourself to 3 wins, but to enter, send an email with a subject containing Spin Me, followed by your geocaching username in brackets, and answer the following question. The first verified user gets to go up against the wheel. Your profile will be checked live on Project GC, and if you qualify, you win. So let's pull up that question. What date does Cosmic Quest start?
Now, I know we've got some folks in Australia, so is this when it starts for them, or is it when it starts for the U.S.?
You know, I don't know exactly what I'm talking about here. Nobody hold me to this. But I feel like I've seen in different chit chats, different places online, that they've kind of a little bit corrected that date problem. So it probably starts July 22nd for them too. What do I know? I do not program anything. So
I think it is the same date.
they know what to do. They're in Australia. All right, we have got some answers coming in. We've got some correct answers coming in.
Ooh.
Our first correct answer is from Acorn Mama. Congratulations.
Oh, she
And the
was at a
answer
swim meet
was-
tonight.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Double
So she
P.
made it back for that.
Yeah. Our correct answer is July 22nd. All right. So Tim has got the wheel pulled up and is going to spin and see how difficult a challenge this is going to land on. We are landing on a 1-star difficulty challenge. Oh my goodness. It's even called Mega Challenge GC7FA2Q. I don't remember what this is, but I'm so curious if it's a 1.
So, yep, GC7FAQ. I got to believe she's going to qualify for this one. This is a challenge to attend 5 different mega. Well, it's 5 different mega events. Well,
Okay.
Of course, Midwest GeoBash 5 different times would be 5 mega events.
Yeah,
So,
and this looks, that was a difficulty 30 on this checker. I believe that's what
I'm
I
sorry,
saw.
I'll have to look at
That's
it when I
okay.
get back.
I think I saw that.
I think it was what it was. Of course she
Yeah,
does.
Acorn Mama, you win. Congratulations. We will get you that 1-year membership added on to your Project GC profile. Congratulations.
Yeah, so she went to Ohio Geoclash Fest, Ohio Geoclash Fest in 2022, Midwest Geobash twice, and the Worldwide Cache Fest. That was our first one.
Yeah,
So congratulations, Acorn Mama. Thank you
awesome.
for doing that.
And let's jump over to our second game, our monthly challengers. Kind of a game. Every month, we give a congratulatory shout out to listeners who email us proof of qualifying and logging a challenge cache since the last show. Anyone who sends an email to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com with the GC code having a found it log and include a photo if you'd like to share from the past month will be entered to win a prize giveaway for a Challenge Talk path tag. We've been talking about path tags and what we'll do for those. So here are a few interesting challenges we heard about from our listeners this month. So let's see, Tim, which one do you have for us first?
Start with number 2.
Start with number 2. This is from Jedi Trash Panda. This is GCAB2FK, the Commonwealth Challenges, 4 types in 4 Commonwealths. So this, you're supposed to find 4 cache types in each of the 4 Commonwealths. So that is Virginia, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky, states that consider themselves to be Commonwealths. So that was a neat little twist. You know, they're not, what I noticed immediately is these are not like 4 next door states. So the difficulty might be a little higher. You know, finding the people who qualify might be a little higher. When was this one hidden, Tim?
This one was hidden in actually October of 2023. So it's
All
under the
right.
new guidelines.
Good.
The Commonwealths are Virginia, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky. That's what I was kind of looking for. It's a 69 difficulty, so it's a tougher challenge.
Yeah, so that was really neat. And you know, I checked, I didn't qualify, and it's because it's the 4 different types. So not just 4 in 4. So I thought that was a neat challenge.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right,
right.
I'm going to bring this next one up, which is GC5BRXR, and it was sent in by Flowers22. This is an older cache. This is a 2014. Here you have to achieve 50 points for finding lonely caches. So there's a point structure depending upon when the last time the cache was found. If it's more than 42 months old, you can get 28 points. 10 months old is 10 points. It continues to go up beyond the 42 months. I'm not exactly sure how that math works. It's not half. It's maybe a third, something like that. Anyway, this one's in Alaska. And she mentioned when she sent the note in that they were RVing around Alaska. So
yeah,
hopefully they're getting all the counties up there.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot in Alaska. And it's neat. She also said in her email that she was excited to satisfy the checker with just 1 cache that she found with her family last Christmas. And ironically, when she signed the challenge cache, it had not been physically signed in over a year.
Wow.
So the challenge was lonely. And the qualifying cache that made her qualify was GC1XKGJ. So that's a really neat story.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. This next cache, the Color of Cache Challenge sent in by Roadie Guy, GC2M34K. Find 10 caches with a color in the title, but they have to be 10 different colors and located in Washington State and hidden since 1/1/11. So it kind of just filters it down into really tight guidelines there.
But it's a fairly easy challenge because it's only a 37.
Only a 37. Interesting.
So, yeah, that is.
Oh, this is interesting in the chat. Matthew says, Flowers22 and I found Alaska's oldest cache on the same day and took different travel to get to that island. Crazy. That is
wow.
crazy. That is very crazy because that Alaska cache is not just off the road.
No, it's
Wow.
not. And that's like
Very
you and
impressive.
K-Blast in
Right.
Indiana.
But this is like times 50.
Well,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
cool.
What are the odds that you would be in
I
Alaska at the same
know.
time and that going for the same cache? That's cool.
Yeah.
Our next one is actually one that I have found
Oh, cool.
in the state of Michigan. It is GC9Z and this is a challenge cache to find 200 attributes with the challenge cache. So you have to find 200 challenge cache attribute caches. And the cheeky Brit sent this in, and he has found 648. So he qualified for this challenge as well.
Awesome. That's a lot of challenges.
It is a lot of challenges.
I am nowhere near that many. I wish I was.
I have more than that, but I've been working on logging some challenges recently, so I don't know where I'm at right now.
Right.
I'm over 1,000.
Cool. That's really cool. Well, this next one, I love this one. This is sent in by Christy, who's in our chat room, or Gwisty. I hope I'm saying it right. GCARMD. Everybody gets a smiley challenge. So you gotta go to the cache page to see this fun time. And it's really, as you start to read, Tim, I can't read those colored words this small. Start to read some of that. This is just
the
fun.
cache must be found on a day that ends with Y and during a month that contains at least 28 days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would February?
Wait,
no, that's a trick question. The cache must have been hidden north of 0 latitude or south of the equator or anywhere on the equator.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be hidden east or west of the prime meridian. Anything hidden on the prime meridian works too. The cache needs to be found on a day warmer than minus 459.67 degrees, but cooler than 200 degrees. Oh, and it could be done in Celsius, Fahrenheit, or Kelvin at your pleasure. This is such a cool cache.
I love it.
The cache name must start with an alphabetic character or any special character, a blank, or an emoji. I think that's got everything covered. The cache should have exactly 100 favorite points. But if it has more or less, that's okay too. The cache should be approximately 12,500 miles from your home coordinates, but further is good. Closer is okay. So a very, very fun challenge. Everybody gets the smiley.
So everybody qualifies for this. What is that difficulty? A 4?
This is a 4. This is a difficulty 4. Why is it not a 0? And it was hidden in June of 2024 by Reese486, who's also in the chat room. So thank you, Reese.
That's right. So this is just, Reese, I want to copy this, like in some way. This is just a fabulous way to hide a challenge, to get people excited about it and feel like it's doable. I love it. I smiled so much. Appropriately, if you're just listening, there are smiles all over this cache page. That was just a fun one. So thank you everybody who sent those in. Also, thank you to Seabeck Tribe and Bloody Cool for additional submissions. Everyone who submits a cache will put you in the drawing for our path tag. And remember, to enter for next month, send in your email before next month's show to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com. And this month's winner is Flowers22. So congratulations. We'll be in touch to send you that path tag.
Cool. Yeah. And Lori's on a multi-day quest.
Lori, you're on like what you say, day 17. You and your companions have been just traveling everywhere, taking the geocachers route to and from CacheFest. I love it. You're having a blast, and that's just great. I've seen your posts, your travel hiccups, and the way you're over or getting around them, and the things you're achieving is fun. So have fun, safe travels
awesome.
getting home
Thank you
again.
for your submissions.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to go back to a little point from CacheFest again. B&J Bish were helping us with the wheel. People who achieve certain things were able to spin the wheel at CacheFest. And she said we had people who just wanted to spin. And I heard that too. We got some feedback. Just let us spin the wheel. We want to do it in person, whether or not we're winning prizes. She also said these folks are some wheel spinning fanatics. So we hear ya. When you see that wheel, you want to spin it. So that's some
Yeah.
good feedback. Glad
Yeah,
to
we
hear you
did
guys
hear that
love
we
our
ran
wheel.
out of spin the wheel prizes like within
Yeah.
minutes. And
Yeah.
so if you didn't get a chance, we apologize. We didn't have a plan B. The prizes that we had were actually, they came out a lot bigger than we thought they were going to be. So,
We will
congratulations
just
to those that got one.
Yeah, we'll shift. Every year we're learning from what happens and doesn't happen, and we're just always going to try to shift to be better.
Cool. So our next show is always the second Tuesday of the month. It is always, unless we announce earlier, that it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. There was a little bit of confusion tonight, but
Let me
9
just
p.m.
say, I was having a little bit of a bad day when I published the show. I made several mistakes, and apparently one was the time.
I wasn't naming names because I didn't know who
I'll
did
call
it.
myself out.
But anyway, 9 p.m. We have thought about doing some shows with some folks either in Australia or Europe. And it's awfully difficult to get them and in the time zones that we are in. So one of my thoughts for the upcoming year is to figure out how we can do a recording and then we'll play the show on one of our nights. So we'll see how that goes. But 9 p.m. the second Tuesday of the month. And in August, that will be the 13th.
That's right. And show notes will be posted shortly after the show airs in the video description and linked in the podcast description if you're listening by audio.
Remember to say hello in that very special way when you see Emily or I at an event. And this much quote is talking about a good challenge cache. It should be engaging, interactive. It should encourage geocachers to learn new things, explore new areas, and interact with other geocachers.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching and listening. And remember, it's not about the numbers. It's about the challenge.
Challenge accepted. Thank
Good
you,
night, everyone.
everyone.
Thank you
Good
for being
night.
here. Thank you for being part of our community.
Bye.